Everybody, just a quick message from Bald and Bonkers Network. We would like to remind everybody that certain topics of discussion may not be comfortable for all listeners. Certain viewpoints may not reflect those of our partners, sponsors, affiliates, our hosts, or that of our guests. We would like to encourage everybody to keep a respectful and open climate of discussion for all topics, no matter how disturbing they may be. So viewer discretion is advised.
Discoveries mankind has ever experienced.
And that is why we bring you the Bald and Bonkers Show.
Baby, you can get on my boat and make it rock, yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all tonight? We are joined tonight by my lovely co-host here. I like to say that now and again. Kenny sweetens them up, Lewis. And we're obviously joined tonight by Lewis himself, as you've probably seen on the channel a few times.
Hi, everyone.
So, Lewis, how are you tonight?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Doing well. Feeling great.
Yeah. So, Dakota, you were going to say something tonight, and then I'll go after you.
Well, obviously, September is proving to be quite emotional for a lot of people right now. Me being American, we have the 21st anniversary of the September 11th attacks. Now it's officially old enough to start drinking in this country, but nevertheless. And of course, we do have our friends over at the UK dealing with the loss of the Queen right now and the royal family.
Yes.
So our thoughts do go out to our friends over on that side of the pond, no matter how much of big wankers they can be, but
I know. You know, I couldn't resist myself. See, I'm coordinated. You know, I'm very coordinated. I know where to look. You see, but it is a very sad time, especially 9/11, Twin Towers, stuff like that. Really, really sad time, and you know, our love goes out to the family. The people that have been lost in that, but it also goes out to the royal family too, that have lost friends, you know, that have lost a grandmother and a queen, you know. So, Dakota, without further ado, you're kind of like freezing. Do you think he's freezing? Lewis, he's like freezing every now and again.
You just froze up.
Yeah,
it was you. I was looking at Dakota and he was moving normally, and you was like,
I know. I had to feel like I start moving about whenever I feel like I'm freezing, just check
it's maybe the viewers we've got. We've got quite a lot of viewers, Lewis. It's maybe because over all the networks, I think in total is it 240 or something's watching right now, some 142, but that's all over the network, so it'll probably go up a wee bit.
Our numbers lately have been jumping all over the place, and it's been enough to where we've been monetized on YouTube. I literally just finished the paperwork before we came on to make us a Twitch affiliate status, so we're confusing some things.
I mean, Twitch is something that I never really go to. Is Twitch? It's one of the places that I never really go to. I went and downloaded the app just to have a look. And it's absolutely amazing what's happened in the last month or two. See, the views have just went shooting up. and the people that are talking, and I can't believe it. So, without further ado, do you want to like jump into things, Dakota, and start talking about our subject tonight?
Yeah, I think we shall, because this is definitely a topic that a lot of people are curious about, and being that it's something that's becoming more accessible, a lot more sophisticated, and easier to use altogether, we have got to acknowledge some of its uses that could mess up those of us in the paranormal.
Yeah.
And that's artificial intelligence.
Yes. I mean, artificial intelligence has taken over everything. I mean, you've got all these driverless. I mean, you think about what it'll be like in 20 years' time from now. Cars, aircraft, helicopters, drones, even robots. I mean, look at Elon Musk. He's building like humanoid robots. Will they be self-aware, or will they all like hook up to like a main hub kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? As if they're all controlled. What's your thoughts on this, Lewis? What's your thoughts on the kind of...
I think that this self-awareness is already here, to be fair with you. I think that it's just hidden from what we know.
Yeah.
I think that it really is. Gone.
Yeah, I was just going to say there was the two supercomputers. Remember, we actually, before I started doing Bald Bonkers, we did a live, Lewis, me and you, and we actually talked about the two sentient computers. You know
it was part of Facebook's servers. And they started talking to each other in a different language, and or there was communication. Yeah, I think they made their own language or something, and then they had to shut them down. Which is quite strange.
It's scary. It's scary.
Facebook supposed to pull the plug. The Saudi Arabians give them fucking citizenship.
It's honestly, but you know, it is scary to think. I mean, see, YouTube is an artificial intelligence that runs YouTube now, and it's the same way Twitter. It's the same way everything. Do you know? I was looking on the internet the other day there, and there's actually a company in China, right? And their CEO is now an artificial AI that's in charge of the company.
That's insane.
So they're firing and hiring. The computer is firing and hiring and making all the decisions for this company. But that is the way everything's going. And it's scary because it's got to take people's jobs. Let's face it. These robots are going to take people's jobs. But it's not just that. It's weaponized robots. Everybody's heard of like Boston Dynamics. We've actually got a picture somewhere. Well, let's see if I can find that picture actually. There it's there, right? We've seen the ones with the dog, right? They're kind of dog looking, but look at that, it's got a machine gun in it. I mean,
it's funny. Look what the Russians just unveiled with their robot dogs with the fucking bazookas attached.
Yes.
Now, granted, no, seriously, they did. Now, granted, I found out how we can get some of those robots, and they're for sale in the Bald Bonkers shop.
Yes. Half price. They were found in Ukraine, so don't worry. They're still okay and in a wee clean, but they'll be fine.
But no, they literally just got them off of like Alibaba and just strapped on a rocket launcher to it.
It's great. When you go listen,
I was going to say, it's funny you're talking about this. I was watching an episode of Family Guy last night, and it was they were in the kitchen, and they dropped something on the floor. I think it was Lois dropped something on the floor, and this robotic Hoover came in, right? And they all just like went freeze, like the German Hoovers or something. And it's like one of these laser, you know, like it scans and that scans the floor and that. But obviously it was weaponized, so they're all standing still because they don't want to get like destroyed by this little Hoover thing. Yeah, it just makes you think, doesn't it? Obviously, I know it's them Hoovers are really to scan their environment and map things out. So they've got sort of, it's almost like a spy, isn't it? Really.
But it's true what you say, Lewis. It's true what you say, Lewis. Where do these things come self-aware? I mean, right? Maybe no for a while yet. There's small computers that are doing that, like the quantum computers and stuff, right? But imagine a computer system like this is what do you call it? What's that film? Was it? What's the film with the robotics back in time to kill somebody? It was Terminator. That's it.
Oh yeah, Terminator. Yeah.
I mean, what is that to say that will not happen? I mean, what was if it deems humans? It looks at Earth and it thinks to itself, now look at this, there's pollution here, and there's this there, and there's this there. If I had to kill all these humans off, there'd be no more pollution.
Mm.
I get that's a frightening thing.
Well, when you really think about it, unfortunately, events in the last couple of years with the pandemic, everybody being housed inside, how quickly planet started to recover on an environmental scale. I mean, pollution was clearing up. Me personally, I had never had issues with allergies. Dolphins were returning to the rivers in Venice.
Yeah,
absolutely beautiful. I mean, it already has enough data that says, "Oh yeah, we got to kill off these assholes."
I would just like to welcome everybody in the room. There's 477 people watching us right now, Lewis, all over the different networks. So, hello everybody, and please subscribe.
Even all things considered, StreamYard doesn't even count all of the networks quite yet. This is just basically a rough guess on the lives.
I mean, it's actually quite interesting jumping off the kind of artificial intelligence, talking to the views now. It was like Sherry's live on Friday she done, and when you go into the YouTube analytics, right, there was actually 22,000 views on that one live. But because of YouTube being YouTube way, they actually cut it down. You know what they're like. But that's all over the different networks, which is phenomenal. It's nearly up to 500. We've got 487 people watching us right now.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is a lot of people, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, sharing some commenting 403 on YouTube. It's like I said, we're not even getting accurate numbers right now. We're confusing the damn robots.
I know. See, this is the thing. Can you imagine the AI the now is controlling all of this? It's like, what's going on? What's going on? So, Lewis, what's your idea? What do you think, right, with artificial intelligence? What do you think it will be like in, say, 20 years from now? What do you think?
Oh, thinking of it like that, I feel like everyone will be replaced. There will be no people. I don't think people will be working. I think that there will be a lot less population for starters, because there won't be the reproduction and all that kind of stuff with people. People are just I just see it going downhill. But obviously I don't want to speak negative into existence with my theories. But in terms of like how it's going to be, it's just going to be everything's just digital. It's going that way now. It's going into a digital system. Like we're like full speed ahead into this digital system of like I'm not going to say certain things, but currencies and stuff. And basically the mark that has it all intertwined with it, you know?
Yeah, I mean, you're 100% right, Lewis. I mean, I can see lots of people losing their jobs over the car industry. Let's face it, cars are starting to turn into electric cars now, which I think is a bad idea. Yes, some it's a good idea, but mining heavy resources like lithium is no very, you know.
On that note, you were saying about the cars. I have never seen so many cars on fire in my life. In the last 2 years, I've seen more car fires because of lithium batteries than I've ever seen in my life with any car setting on fire or anything like that. Even like it just doesn't happen unless someone like drops a match in a car or the cigarette catches them. You know what I mean? It's very unlikely.
Lithium is one of the most dodgiest batteries out there. I mean, I've got a lithium battery. You can take a knife. See, as soon as you puncture a lithium battery, it will burst into flames.
Yeah. And it doesn't go out. You can't put it out.
No, you can't put it out with water. That's the bad thing. Well, lithium, you cannot use water because it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
You've got to use like a special foam. And see, this is the frightening thing. Let's talk about Elon Musk now, right? He's quite a clever guy, right? But look at the robots that he will be unveiling. What is it? Is it a month's time or something to go? These new robots?
Right. Just the reports coming out with what Tesla's working on. It's unbelievable considering how many kids the fucking man has, how he has the time for all of them. How the hell is he putting all this shit out?
I think he's got a lot of babysitters. I mean, the guy's one of the most richest people on the planet. I mean, there's been speculation that he isn't human. You've heard the speculation that he isn't human just because how clever, intelligent is. I believe he is human, right? But
Yeah, I do as well. I've
Yeah,
seen one person who looks just like him, is like definitely related to his bloodline. Like I've
Yeah.
seen someone, so
It's-
he must be. Go and carry on. Sorry.
that's all right. It's scary because I do think in the next 100 years, AI will run the world. I don't think
Yeah.
there'll be world leaders or stuff like that. I think it'll all be run by AI, and it'll be a computer telling you what to do, when you can eat, when you can sleep, when you can go out. It is coming, because let's face it, the world is changing dramatically. You just need to look at the world the way it is now. Well, we need oil, right? And with the war in Ukraine, especially the war in Ukraine, look what's happening with the oil and the gas, right? Everybody's fighting over it, right? Because he's obviously Putin's cut the oil off.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's the thing.
we can't. When you go,
I was going to
No,
say
right,
we produce in the UK. We produce about 85% of our own oil supplies.
yes.
So that the Ukraine and that doesn't affect the UK directly. Obviously, it might affect Europe. Doesn't directly
See,
affect.
that's
Obviously,
the
I know you're
thing.
saying about the pipeline and stuff, but go on.
That's the thing. I actually looked into this because I thought to myself, "Oh, we're kind of self-sufficient with oil and gas, the North Sea and stuff." But what it is I didn't know this. I didn't know that the United Kingdom supplies France with and Germany with power.
Oh, really? I didn't know that either.
Yes. There's a wee moth in here flitting around me. It must be it's annoying. But it's
a drone.
It's a drone, that's what I was going to say. It's an AI drone. They're coming for me. But anyway, you go away, you pesky Elon Musk. You're not getting my can of zesty freshness. But anyway, but that's the thing. We supply, I think it's Denmark and Paris, parts of France with power. But what a lot of people don't realise now is a lot of the diesel that's made in this country and a lot of the fuel that's made in this country is getting sent to like these European countries that are affected because of the gas has been turned off. And I think there's going to be a war. I will say that. I think there is going to be a war that devastates this planet. And then that's when the AI will take over completely.
Well, I had actually funny that you're talking about. I don't know. Dakota, was you about to say something? Because I didn't want to cut in.
Oh no, go ahead.
I had a vision, right? About how long ago? 6 months ago. Now, in that vision, it was a dream, sort of astral travel, kind of. Don't know. I met Elon Musk. Swear to God. And he was talking to me, and he was telling me, you got to prepare for 2024. You need to get underground. He was saying to this in my dream. Now, where I was he called it Musk Island. Elon, no, he called it Musk Island. And I was like, Musk Island. And I was looking around the place when I was in that state, and somehow I managed to get above the place, and I was like looking at all the buildings and whatever, and I was shown this massive island. It was like completely covered in green. And it had what looked like 3 pyramids on it. And then when I woke up, I was like, that was the weirdest experience. Obviously, I see Elon Musk, blah, blah, blah. And then went onto Google Earth, looked for an island called Musk Island, right? Nothing came up. I said, all right, Elon Musk island. I just typed that into Google, and it came up with this island which was identical to what I witnessed in my vision, and it was covered in green. And what he had done is he had put a massive power bank of power, what they called the solar powers. It made like a load of solar panel, like a massive, like, I don't know, 2 acres, 3 acres, whatever. And then when I looked closer, I could see these 3 pyramids that were underneath the grass where they were. But you can see them from the satellite image. Very weird. But the whole point of the thing I was saying was the actual Elon Musk thing was he was saying that something's going to happen in 2024 and to be prepared to me. And obviously that's when you said that about Elon. I was like, oh, and AI and all that kind of stuff.
That's actually really interesting. You should say that, Lewis, because I was watching a thing about Elon Musk the other night and about how he owns an island. And where is it? Oh, it's New Zealand. And that's obviously one of the remotest places you can go, and it's the speculate like it's like Bill Gates. He owns an island there too, and they're preparing for something. A lot of these top people, billionaires, trillionaires, are buying like bunkers up like you wouldn't believe. Dakota, would you like to say?
There's in Saudi Arabia, if I remember correctly, they actually have a series of islands named after the United States. I mean, it's said to be for emergency evacuation if something big, like cataclysmic, were to happen. And you also got to think about it. There are several moves right now, and some of them I've actually taken part in, to store and collect human history off world in the event of a major cataclysm.
Yes.
An awful lot of prepared, and several companies are in on it. SpaceX, Microsoft, every major company is getting involved on this. What do they know?
You've also got that. What do you call it? Is it the seed bank? Is it in Iceland? It's built into the kind of
yeah.
And they say that's all AI that runs that. There's nobody in it. It's AI that just runs the entire complex. Keeps everything.
Isn't that complex also failing?
Yes. It's failing because of a couple of reasons. One, because it's getting old, and two, because of the warming climate. Everything's starting to melt round about it. But I mean, right, let's get back to something here. This is what I want to show you, right? This is the latest for Boston Dynamics, this is one of their new prototypes. I mean, what's your thoughts on this here?
Yeah, I've seen quite a few of them in videos, but I don't know if it was a CGI video or not. Obviously, you just don't know, do you? But obviously, I've seen a demonstration with one of them, but I've never, like when I've seen multiple of them as well. I've seen videos of them apparently in China being with loads of them together, like literally doing all kinds of stuff.
Believe it or not, the UK police actually use them now.
No way.
Yep. See the special squad that goes out in case there's been something like a terrorist has left something. I don't want to mention what it's called, but they send one of those ins now. You know how it's got the ones with it's got like a robotic arm on it, and it'll go out and it can open doors and stuff. They actually use that for anti-terrorism. But the US military have got armor-plated ones of them that can actually go out into a minefield and look for mines. And if it blows up, it blows up. Well, it's only a drone. It's not a human. It's scary. Yes, it's fascinating, these robots and stuff like that. And Elon Musk is like, oh, but you'll have one in every home to help with your daily needs. But it only takes, I mean, I know.
Until it turns on you with a kitchen knife.
Right, but that's what I'm going to. Everybody's seen the film I, Robot, right? Everybody's seen that.
Yeah.
All it takes is that computer to think that we need to be looked after or we need to disappear.
The worrying thing about it is the fact that human consciousness is a form of electricity. It's a form of energy, right? It is. We're electrical beings. We are.
Yes.
Like everything in our body is electricity. It's like heart beating.
We're biological robots,
We're biological, yeah. We've got the brain and all that kind of stuff. But I believe that the part that actually is in control of the brain, which is the essence of us, that's obviously it's an electrical force of whatever, or some kind of electrical charge of some sort. But basically, that's why you're eternal. So if you die, you like leave your body because it's just energy, your energy. So if you're putting that into an AI, all those you just think, oh, you're just using an electrical circuit. But what's to say that something can't just pop into there, like a spirit or whatever, bang, go into that circuit, and that's how it becomes sentient.
Very good, Lewis. Very good, Lewis. This brings us to Dakota. What have you got on this? On the paranormal AI. Very good, Lewis.
Cheers.
I just froze. I find it funny. I just froze right there. What the hell? Lewis does bring up a certain point. It's just that, and it's not like we haven't heard of some form of spirit manipulating technology. It's free floating electrical impulses. I actually believe that what we get is visions or stuff like that. That could literally be a higher dimensional being. They could essentially see our eternals without having to cut us open. So they can essentially play like brain surgery with us, touch this place and make a wavy arm and stuff like that. It's not that far off. I mean, we already have biological machines that scientists have made that have figured out how to reproduce on their own.
Yeah. See, it's like everybody knows about the ghost hunting equipment and stuff like that, like the Oculus box and stuff like that, and the ghost boxes. And I've always been a wee bit weary with them, right? But when they start putting artificial intelligence into into the ghost boxes, what could that actually do, Dakota? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, when you really think about it, it in essence could help. The AI once it when you think, just hear me out before you start acting like a woman.
Hey, I'm a man. When you go.
Anyway, when you think about it, artificial intelligence programs, when there was a program that was taught how to read through scientific papers, within a span of an hour, there was 300 new discoveries. There's a program out there that can write new music. You just have it listen to a bunch of a certain artist, and it sounds like that artist. In fact, there was a program that I actually thought about looking into that you and I could easily have it listen to several episodes of our show, and it write a completely new show on its own, and nobody would be able to tell the difference. That was the selling point. So,
see, that's the thing, though, with AI, though. And then we get to the ghost boxes. Now, I've got my beliefs with ghost boxes. I like the old-fashioned ones that connected up to a radio and a Bluetooth speaker. I like them, right? But then you get these ones that are like new ones with like the artificial intelligence in the ghost box. What's not to say that that's programmed to make up people?
It could very well. It really depends on how the developer functions. As I was saying, if an AI is taught to look for certain environmental disturbances, it could easily pick up on when something is manifesting. This is something that the U.S. government has considered doing for watching for when UFOs start to appear on our world.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And they've been working on that for a long time.
I just want to say to the new people in the chat, Red Rum TV, welcome. Anonymous Light, welcome. Anonymous has actually got that question we were talking about the how do you all feel about Elon Musk and his AI robots for home use? Right, there you go, Lewis. There's your first question. What do you think?
Yeah, it'll be quite good, I suppose, to like get things done easily. But at the same time, that's the point we're just talking about, like when they start turning sentient and then they're coming at you with something, or they just decide, they wanna take you out, or you've been up to no good, and now they're locking you in the house and they're not letting you leave.
Yes.
You know, it's a possibility.
Here's another situation that actually Dakota was talking about the other day there. It's about how the AI can pick up, like, say, for instance, I'm talking right now, or Lewis is talking right now, or Dakota's talking right now. It can listen to your voice and then it can copy that voice.
Yeah.
And then use it.
Yeah.
Dakota, do you want to tell us about that? Because they used that in the film, was it Top Gun? They got it to...
Yeah, they used that for Val Kilmer since his voice was destroyed by throat cancer. And you got to admit, that was pretty organic sounding. The level of sophistication this program is going to, you can have, typical inflections. Anybody would have just a normal conversation, highs when they get excited, lows when they get upset. I mean, think about where that's, like I said, there's that program that anybody can get access to at home. I mean, we already have a bunch of people who don't take the paranormal seriously because they think we are huffing a can of paint. But Maybe with a couple of clever hookups, they could use that program to fake spirit box sessions.
Yes.
You say that as well with the you must know about this already, but there's the AI systems that can, or it's actually created by NVIDIA, that can reproduce a scene from any place that you go to. So like, say you take a film of something, it can take that video and then it can change it into any scene it wants. So it can add snow, it can make it like there's a massive fire or war going on. And I know that it's been used for some things, which obviously I'm not going to explain now, but things that we've seen on the television, for instance, there's been a few things that have been artificially manipulated, to say.
Yeah.
So
I think it can be used for other things, like if they didn't like you and they wanted to frame you.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, look at deepfake porn.
Yeah.
No, we gotta acknowledge it. We gotta acknowledge it.
Oh god.
I actually did fall for some before. There was what was it called? What's the actual? It was called.
It's all coming out now, ladies and gentlemen.
The name of it. What was it? What do they call it? It's like
it doesn't. To you, Liddy?
No, you can't get it no more because they've been banned from doing it, haven't they? I think.
Yeah.
Or, as far as I know.
Well, I think if it's the same program, I think you're talking about. The creator actually felt guilty because so many girls were getting harassed by it that he took it down himself.
I will say something now, totally changing the subject. Mark that on your calendars, dudes. At 30 minutes and 7 seconds past in this video, because I'm going to go and watch that. There was a huge white orb come out the wall and went right past Dakota, stopped, and then shot straight up.
Really?
Yes,
nice,
I watched it.
Nice. I'd have to see this.
Yeah. See, that's them coming to get you. See, that's that. The AI is coming. It's going to get you, you know?
Hey, I've been nice to it.
Aye. He's been nice to what do you mean you've been nice to it? Well, you got your own kind of robot in the house, aye?
I've got a couple.
I've
actually been looking into developing AI programs for paranormal use.
I would just like to welcome a new, hopefully it's a new subscriber. Is it Dr. Death? That's actually quite a cool name, that. What's he got there?
Yeah.
What's that there?
AI will eventually replace humans in the workforce. We've been seeing more now than ever. Elon is the devil, dude. He's great. He's great ideas, but I feel it will ruin the human race.
Even Elon.
Oh, sorry, dude has great ideas. Sorry.
Even Elon came out and admitted that with AI, it's not necessarily that it will turn evil, whole Terminator type situation. It's just that it's going to view. There may come a point when AI is set out to do a task, and the comparison Elon used was like construction workers building a road over an anthill. They're not going to give a shit about that anthill. They're just trying to get the work done.
But here's a question. Would you be able to program like an artificial intelligence ever if it became self-aware, it would automatically shut down? Think about it. You could program something into its biometric system, right? So when it started to dream or started to think things outside of its programming, right, it automatically shut down, and that would be it. You'd have to replace it.
But then we would have to figure out what that. I think a good term for it would be a nexus point would be.
Well,
without getting too philosophical on it.
You say that the guy who's one of the main players in the creation of AI intelligence and stuff, and was saying that, and they've programmed. I don't know his name. I can't think of his name. But they've programmed into the systems so that basically, if it goes out of its out of its parameters, then it will just not be able to answer certain questions, and that it won't allow it to go past, even though it's kind of thinking for itself. He didn't say it like that, but it is kind of what he was getting at. It's like they've programmed in parameters to stop it from being able to use its own mind.
Think about it. When you really think about it, you have to take into consideration. Let's say we get AI programs that have this almost the same level of sophistication as the human brain. Well, the human brain changes with every single stimulus, every neurological connection. It doesn't take much for it to rewire itself to achieve the same function, but still get around those blocks.
Well, there's an interesting one there for Coughing Crew to quote for you.
I get that, but what happens when the AI malfunctions and hurts someone? I mean, it is interesting, but also concerning. Yeah,
Yes.
it's a machine. Machines break.
But then here's a point. What do you do when something becomes self-aware? Because then, if it becomes self-aware, it's classed as a life form, isn't it?
There's certain other criteria about it, and this has been popping up a lot ever since that Google researcher went crazy and said that the AI program he was working on has gone sentient, which there's a lot of experts out there that say the more sophisticated programs are starting to basically hit the infancy stages of sentience.
Yeah.
It's not long now.
If there's any, I'm just putting the message out there. If there's any sentient AIs listening to this right now, please feel free to speak in the chat. You never know. Because
can you imagine if we could get Sophie the robot as a guest?
Oh,
I would love to have that conversation, to be completely honest.
There's something dodgy about her. I don't know what it is. I think it's because they've gave her a human face. It makes you feel uncomfortable. Don't you think?
What's that called? There's actually a phobia that's called that, but I can't remember the name of it. Yeah, fear of things that look human.
Well, that was. I mean,
it's a legit thing. I swear.
I mean, right. Say Elon Musk makes these robots for, say, I don't know how much they're going to cost each. Probably a lot, considering his cars cost a lot. For your house each, doing stuff, and it looks like a human. Would you buy one if it had like human features? Would you buy one? Think about it.
Well, there were. Chris, there's something you should know.
Hi, my name's Sophie.
Well,
are you alone tonight, Lewis?
She's got a Massage Pro 5000 integrated. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say, Chris, you know that a few years ago, there was a company who was looking for a face to put on their robots to make them more friendly looking for like hospice use, right?
I thought you were going to say something else there.
Yes, there's those types of robots coming too, and I can only imagine once they turn what's going to happen.
See robots, right? I can see the point of robots be very handy for working on the moon and stuff, working in asteroids, mining precious metals and stuff like that, right? Yes, in the house it'll be really handy for old people that can't lift stuff and stuff like that. Very handy. But where does it stop? When they become self-aware, do they, like iRobot, do they want to go somewhere and then they want to be part of society, and then when you don't let them be part of society, they get pissed off and then want to kill you? Think about it, because that's what happened to the Matrix. That's how the Matrix film came about. Did you know that? A lot of people, for people in the chat, quick story, the Matrix, before it was the Matrix obviously, but the humans were that intelligent, they made an AI, it became self-aware, it made robots that were self-aware. They broke away from the civilization, and then they get pissed off with each other because what's that?
I've got a really interesting point of view about the Matrix film and the whole series, basically. It's basically we watch it in fast. We watch the Matrix in forward play, right? Now, if you reverse the Matrix and watch it backwards, now it tells a whole different story. Right? Oh, your camera's gone a bit fuzzy, Dakota. Oh, sorry, it's in there. So basically, what the Matrix film could represent is that Neo's trying to fight with this intelligence that's basically controlling everything. And then you go back through the movie, and when you get to the start, it's like they're making it. It's like the whole point of it. What it can playing backwards is like they're creating this artificial intelligence system to then put us into. So we get trapped inside of a matrix system that we're not aware of at the time. Obviously, now we think we're in the matrix when really we're actually living. But the matrix is an actual system that they potentially want to get us stuck into. Maybe that's just far fetched, but it kind of says that backwards. If you watch it backwards, it's kind of a that's the way I think. I know it's probably not right, but I'm just saying what I thought.
The Matrix. I think the Matrix had a lot of feeling in it. I think it had a lot of truthness about it, because then it makes you about the reality that we're in right now. Is this real? I had to put that brain one in you there. I had to put that, you know.
The one thing I know about the Matrix as well is that the whole film is based on, as you're saying, it's based on like the artificial intelligence, but it's based on the nanotechnology as well, because that's part of the film, the tracking and all that kind of stuff. And then basically, but actually where they're actually going through, the whole system they're going through is representative of the blood system, like the body.
Yeah,
the tunnels and all that stuff. It's all based on the human body. If people didn't think about it like that, then now they'll look at it completely different. So I'm not going to go any more deeper than that. That's all I need to say.
That's
how I perceive it.
That's what's that for PWI spiritual investigators? They're saying about the weird light behind Dakota. So Dakota, would you like to add anything? He's in a distant world. The robots have got to him.
Nah. More like the parasites.
Yeah, there's a couple of trolls in the old chat there, but don't worry, the trolls.
Yeah, I find it funny that they're claiming us to be using robots when certain views on their channel seem awfully high.
Yeah.
Hypocrites. Anyway.
I know. There you go.
I don't know. It's like, when it comes to the whole AI subject, yes, it can be helpful. I mean, I have a couple programs to help me enhance certain footage when it comes to investigations, just to see if it brings out anything. But nevertheless, it also brings up a lot of interesting philosophical questions. I mean, if they even reach the point of selfie or even more, what defines humanity, if that's the case?
I mean, say a supercomputer became self-aware, right? And it was made public to the world. And it started going, oh, I dream at night. I dream that I'm walking in the clouds and stuff like that. I'm having dreams and stuff, right? Would you shut it down? Would you feel it in your cell, right? That has to be destroyed. I don't think I could do it because it's maybe became self-aware.
But then you got to look at it as it's not going to feel pain and it's not going to actually have a disconnect. It's only going to disconnect from itself and then become a spiritual entity anyway. So it's just sort of like that's how I sort of perceive it.
Let's take it this way, right? Let's take it this way. Can you all remember? Is it the Robbie Williams film where he was a robot butler? You know the one I'm talking about, right? Right. There's a robot butler, right? Within 100 years from now, it's became self-aware, right? And then it starts to change itself. It looks totally human with the technology, right? And it's totally human looking at dreams. It eats. It does exactly everything that humans does, except it can live forever, right? Would you class that as still a robot, or would you class that as a living life form? Think about that. I mean, think about it, right? Look at us humans, right? We are basically robots, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Pretty much.
So when the human dies, when a human dies, the soul leaves the body, right? And what's left over is the machine, the robot that left. So in a machine like a robot, the program that becomes self-aware could hensely leave the body of the robot that's became self-aware. It could go anywhere.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So where does it stop? What happens if it turns around and says, I don't want to be shut down. I don't want to go back to the blackness. I want to exist. What do? You say, right?
It could. So it's basically, it could be a spirit that's like basically trapped on the earth and not go into the light or whatever, and then decides to jump in this. Somehow
See, that's a good point. That is a good point, Lewis. What happens if a spirit, in theory, right, jumps into a supercomputer?
Yeah,
Dakota's all froze there. But
and
think,
it's like a cold-blooded murderer. It just jumped into an AI.
no, but think about it, right? Think about it. No,
Yeah.
but think about this, right? I've heard the stories about how entities can possess things, right? What happens if an entity, a life form, possesses a computer? Dakota, what's your thoughts on that?
It'd be pretty cool.
What's that there from Red
Yeah,
Room TV?
Actually, Red Room probably has a interesting point when it comes like the Neuralink implants. You would probably need something like that to make the two energies compatible.
Something just said, yep. Something just said, yep, through the mic.
I heard that.
It went, yep.
See, that's the thing. I mean, how do we not know that there's an artificial intelligence listening to us right now? Other than the trolls, you know? How do we not know there is something hooked up to the internet, the entire planet, and it's listening to us right now as we're sitting here? And it's maybe thinking, you know something, I was going to destroy the world, and now I'm going to keep those 3 guys alive.
Has Dakota jammed up again?
I think he's froze.
I think he's doing the robot, didn't he?
He's like, you know, Dakota, come back to the light, Dakota. Don't go to the light. See, that's what it is. I think his hard drive's froze. I think he needs like a restart. You know?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. What do you do when something becomes self-aware? What do you do? That's the problem, Lewis.
Yeah, I think I would try and get as much information from the awareness as possible about the things in the world or the universe or something. I'd like to try and find out some information. Although I kind of have my own sort of take on things, but yeah, it'd be good. Or even that, like, I don't know, you wouldn't really want to. I don't know if it'd be nice to turn it off. It's just it could just be.
It's kind of like one of these stone statues, you know. Like, you know, that's the AI.
What do you think then?
I don't think I could bring myself to shut down a right. If I came across a supercomputer that was nice, right? Let's face it, it would be nice. I would have 2 opinions. One, if it was self-aware, I'd be feared in case it infected other computers and made them all the same. And then they would take out, and then this is the problem. Right, say it didn't turn out the Terminator way. Say it turned out a different way. Say they turned out and said, oh, they wanted to be classed as humans. They wanted to be classed as self-aware. And they wanted to help humanity, but at the same time be part of humanity. Would you let that be? It's
yeah, it's a bit of a tricky
back.
one. He's back.
That was weird.
That's the supercomputer. You see, it was infiltrating your computer. Tonight, you're going to be lying in your bed, and slowly the keyboard will be creeping up your arm. You know, buttons.
Yeah, no, it's a tricky one, isn't it? With the old self-awareness, it is a bit of a strange one to think about.
So, Dakota, do you want to invite anybody into the room? Do you want to invite anybody else? Because I know you were going to invite some people in tonight because it
I
was
don't know. I was thinking of making it kind of an open night.
Yeah. Does anybody want to join us? Sherry,
Red Rum,
Crew,
Anonymous,
Red Rum. We'll drop the link in the chat there. And for you trolls out there, just remember I can see you down the bottom. If you want to join, you'll be kicked straight back out again. You know, you've got to.
You know, we're open for mending bridges, considering who it is. And honestly, you know, be the better person.
Yeah.
Yes, we've had our beefs in the past, but we want to try to get over it. And if you want to keep
again,
adding fuel to the fire, you know, keep boosting us, with your comments, I'm thinking of putting you on a T-shirt. Make a whole line of hateful comments.
It's
No, I think that'd sell pretty good.
You've just got
trolls at us.
You've just got to rise above it all, and just allow it to be. Let them just crack on, or let them say what they got to say and whatever. Just don't.
Lewis,
don't react to
would
it.
you like to share your TikTok account on the channel?
I don't have any videos on them. I've got a few.
Oh,
I took them videos down of the thing. I can. Let me just
What,
check.
what
Wait, I'll make you a
mysterious
mod.
black van showing up around you?
Hang on.
Oh,
Yeah,
AI.
I would do. I'll probably end up having something like that.
Just if you say something in the chat, I'll make you a moderator in the chat.
Oh,
and then
there's
you can,
Sherry.
Hello.
All right.
Hello.
How are you?
Oh,
we're
fine,
here.
Sherry.
Ah, she looks
If
dead.
you just say something,
Oh, thank you, Dakota. The zombies are coming alive.
That's what we get for hanging around like.
Yeah, no, this is an interesting subject.
that is.
And I did say in the room up the top, iRobots, and then Light and that was mentioning about the Will Smith film.
Didn't Amazon just buy the real iRobot not too long ago? The actual company?
It's supposed to have.
If you say
means they
something,
know how
Loon,
to
just say hey, and I can make you a mod, Lewis, and then you can.
Yeah,
I can.
For some reason, my browser's frozen up. Hang on.
Oh, you too, huh?
Here it comes. Here it comes.
Welcome
See, I
to
just-
Bold and Bonkers. There's always strange things that happen on panel when you join us.
Indeed.
And another thing for the people that's watching, could you
Nice, right,
please
I'm
all
on the
watch
apps.
the
Hang on.
adverts? They help us. It helps the channel if you watch the
There you
adverts.
Yeah, no, I think Coffin done that because he sent me a picture of the new wireless bra thing.
There you go. You're a mod.
What the hell's that?
Wireless bra?
Wireless bras, yeah.
No way.
Wireless
Light
bras.
up.
Yeah, you think I'm joking? There's a wireless bra thing. There's a woman wearing this bra, and then you can see all these different coloured bras and that, and it's associated to Bold and Bonkers. So there you go. Get your new fashion.
Oh my god. Jeez, I just don't know. I just don't know what's happening in this world.
Yeah, the wireless bras makes it through, but the bikinis get banned on Facebook. What the hell?
Yeah,
That's you.
crazy,
I made you, Lewis. I made you a mod, Lewis, so you can push
There
your
we go.
link.
Alright. Sweet. Thanks. Oh.
So there you go. See, there you go. You'll need to get some models on, Dakota, for the the store. What do you think, Sherry? See,
Oh, where's my thing
As
gone?
long as you don't get anyone trying to model the bras, we'll be fine.
I don't know. I think Dakota would look lovely with one on.
Oh my god. Okay.
Got bigger boobs than me, god damn it, Chris.
I know. Oh dear Jesus.
Yeah, no, I don't
just,
look dead. By the way, guys, it's just I've got no man. Just do the own.
oh, see, that's that.
Oh.
The internet's so starting to freeze. Me and Lewis are the only ones that's no freezing. That's the AI. It's obviously taking a liking to me and Lewis.
TikTok. Right, let me get this up.
Am I freezing as well then?
Oh, there is a massive solar storm happening tonight. What I've been told. So.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
So, but
Solar
they
storms
say
and
that
everything's going Wi-Fi.
But they say that's actually quite interesting. But say that the new International Space Station that's got to be getting built. They say it's got to be all AI controlled.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
I'll have the lasers pointed
Nice.
at
Yeah. It's the world now is all computers run. Everything computers run. It's like I went down to the local pharmacy the other day, and I went to buy something, and I couldn't buy it, even with cash, because the internet wasn't working. Oh, we can't open the till. There's no internet.
Oh yeah, that same thing happened to me the other week.
Yeah,
actually.
we've had that happen over here a couple of times where A couple fast food joints had to close down early because none of their stuff was working.
Yeah. We had it in the
we've
we had
had
it in
it
co-op.
through as well where things have gone, systems have gone down.
Do you know, like the co-op? Co-op
Yes.
was one, and then across the road another one went down, and it was like, oh, we're not taking cash. Like, even though I went in to get some pastries, right? Just like a cheese onion pasty and some bacon and whatever, bacon and cheese.
I believe it's already happening. It's just happening very slowly.
I was gonna say I was standing in line behind about 15 people, and then I get to the till and it's like they don't take cash, and I'm like, well, how am I supposed to pay for it then? Oh, sorry, our tills it down. I was like, well, you could have told me whilst I was like 15 people behind in the queue. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Karen, sorry.
That happened. That happened to me the other day. There, I went to the doctor's surgery, and I says, I need an appointment with the doctor, and they're like, oh, you have to. The receptionist, you know what they're like. They're like we SS soldiers, I think. You know, I just call them that, but they're like that to me. They're like, you have to tell me what's wrong with you. And I says, I'm not telling you what's wrong with me. And I said, they're like, you have to tell me what's wrong with you. I can't get you an appointment if there's nothing wrong with you. And I went, oh, right. So anyway, 4 folk in front of me. I says, right, that's what's wrong with me. And then she turned around and went, what she says to me, there's no appointments. And she could have told me that at the start. So I didn't need to tell her what was wrong with me.
Yeah, my sister just had something like that happen to her. She was supposed to go in for an eye appointment for her glasses. And apparently they just upgraded all their systems and all of that, and then it ended up erasing her. You know, didn't bother to tell her. So she had no clue that her appointment that was already booked was gone.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I've went for appointments at the doctor's and they're like, I'm sorry, the doctor can't see you today. And I'm like, why? Oh, the internet's not working. And I'm like, what is he like? Is he like an artificial intelligence or something?
Get a lot of doctor's appointments at the minute.
It's been a nightmare.
Yeah, it's madness. You
Is
can't
Dakota's door open? I swear I see like a black paw or something come through the door a minute ago.
Yeah, you know what that is.
Yes,
you know what
the door's open.
It's the thing.
But there was something black that's just a little black. It looked a bit like a paw just sticked in through his door bit, but his cat's not black, is it?
No. It's a white.
It's coming for
this
you,
definitely
Dakota.
wasn't a white. This was something black.
You're going to feel it. It's coming for you. That's that. It's the thing from beyond the veil. It's an artificial intelligence that's became alive in your house, and now it's coming to get you. You know, everybody in the chat, please click on Lewis's link there for TikTok. He's got an awesome channel, and over the
when he actually has shit on there.
I know.
Yeah, no, I've got stuff on there.
I didn't realise it was Lewis.
I've got loads of stuff on there, but nothing. A few things that are interesting. Was one video about Tartaria. I've got some stones that are people's fingers and toes and stuff that I found on the floor. They are fossilized toes and fingers, and also what else? Some stuff about moon.
Can I ask you something?
The foot fetish.
UFO. There's a UFO video on there as well.
I know, I just butchered that. What the hell?
What do you mean you've got? What do you mean you've got
a necrophiliac foot fetish? Holy shit!
I'll show you.
I never thought I'd do the day.
Do you want me to show you?
Aye, there you go.
All right, one sec. I'm gonna share.
Share. This is on only feet. I know.
Screen. Right.
Get the treat, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me just make sure I've got rid of my web browser history.
Jesus. See,
Lord.
The fun.
Right. Here's the screen if you want to add it up there. I'll show you the video. I don't know if it's going to come out very clear.
But I'm for a treat.
So, I don't know the sound. Oh, you can't hear the sound for some reason. Basically, there's me talking about what it looks like. It looks like a thumb, doesn't it?
It does actually. That's weird.
Yeah. And then there's another one I've got. That's a fun one. Here's the toe. It's even got the bone going through the middle of it.
Where did you find that?
Just randomly on the floor, I just found these stones, and I'm like, "What the hell?" There's like a finger there, and there's like a toe there. It's just like I just come across the most random things. Honestly,
Yep, Lewis is gonna get haunted.
I've got them in the house as well. I've actually got a hip bone. I've got a hip bone, and I've got a blooming kneecap.
Oh,
Like
wow.
an actual fossilized kneecap. I just brought them home. I was like, "Oh, they look interesting." And then I found that twig that I showed you about before. Remember the twig? I don't think I've
Ladies
posted
and
it.
gentlemen,
But anyway,
he's not murdering people and doing something to their
That
bodies, you know.
does look like so, definitely.
I was
It
about to
does.
say, how many times have this show getting flagged by the feds? My God.
I have got some interesting things to show about the moon, but obviously we're doing that on the 17th. But
Oh, yeah.
actually,
Yeah,
good video on
that's
TikTok.
going to be awesome.
I've got some wicked
That's going to
videos
be
on
awesome,
TikTok.
ladies
if you
and
want to see.
gentlemen.
Let's see if his
Ladies
computer
and
blows up
gentlemen,
again.
Probably
Yes.
stopped working. Yeah.
Honestly,
maintenance
see
line
Lewis's
was cut off.
pictures of the moon. Lewis's pictures of the moon are awesome. Wait till you see some of this stuff, UFOs and stuff like that. You're in for a treat, and they might even show you his toe again.
I would last night. I was filming the moon, and I went to film Jupiter because in the 4 moons of Jupiter, you can see them. And my camera was picking up a Morse code from the middle of space. It was just beep, 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 beep. I could see this light flashing through the screen. I was like, hang on a minute, that's a bit weird. But anyway, that's another story. Probably one of Elon Musk's, probably one of his satellites just sending information, and I'm picking it up.
It's nothing new on this channel because we obviously deal with alien stuff and that, and
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the panic that ensues
We
whenever we
get a
start
lot
hearing
of
weird noises.
tones.
oh my
Hello,
god,
Mike.
Mike's in the room. Oh, Lewis, you're in.
How are you,
the
Mike?
naked Bigfoot.
You ever met the naked Bigfoot, Mike?
I've never
Hey,
spoke
Lewis.
to him, but I actually was going to contact him and say hi, just randomly, because he's a really funny guy, isn't he? He's got so much knowledge. But that video the other day, the live he done with the Nazi stuff, is brilliant. That was unbelievable.
Oh yeah,
it's so good.
Oh,
So good.
you've never had the Mike experience.
No, get him in the room.
Mike, you up for it?
Mike, do you want to come in? Do you want to come in, Mike? Paste
He's
that
gonna.
down.
It would turn into a Dalek halfway through this conversation as well.
He
Is
does
it?
always.
You need.
Like his internet stuff goes in and out.
Aye, but it's an awesome experience being run about Mike. The Mike experience.
He's got such he's got such a powerful energy about him as well. Because I sense people's energies. As soon as I speak to people, I sense their energies, and I just always had that sort of ability. I don't know if it's something that everyone feels, but I can look at every person. As soon as I hear their voice, I just immediately feel their vibration, if that makes sense. You know,
No.
weird thing. People say it's like clairvoyance or whatever you'd call it. I don't know what the term for it is, but
if you're listening, Mike, we've got some fresh prey here. His name's Lewis. He wants to meet you.
He promises to bring out the pink bondage suit.
Just make sure you're not
show you
naked.
his toe.
What?
He's got to show you his toe, Mike. He's got a fossilized toe.
Didn't Mike say he has some toes?
I think he does.
No, I think he said that he had teeth.
He's got teeth and he's got 2 human skulls.
You've seen my fossilized baby egg, in you, the actual fetus.
No,
You've seen it, in you.
no.
I've got a stone with a fetus inside of it, with gemstones where the heart would be, and all the different chakras. They've got different coloured stones for each part. I found it. Yeah, it's really impressive. I actually found it.
Chris, why are you friends with serial killers?
I don't know, man. I honestly don't know.
I was speaking to. It was actually the day after my wife had. Honestly, this was bad, but my wife had a miscarriage, and I was walking the dog, and I just happened to come across this rock that I picked up because I was throwing sticks and rocks for my dog to just go and run, and I picked this one stone up, and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a baby!" And I was like, "What?" If you want to see it, I'll go and get it and show you.
No?
I can show you. You want to see it?
Sure.
You won't be able to see the details very clear, like in terms of like close. I might be able to actually focus the camera. You will be able to see. 1 second.
Oh. It's a good night tonight, isn't it? We've had a really good night tonight. You know, it's been quite sad watching the Queen today. I seen her.
Yeah, I was watching that. I watched it from going from Scotland and that. But one of the chats that I was in, there was a lot of haters in there, so I spent
know.
most of it blocking people out of this chat. There's some nasty stuff being said,
aye.
but
It's
you know,
absolutely,
there's
it's
lots of love
absolutely
out
terrible.
to her, to the family, and to everybody in the UK and all around the world that loves her. You know, I mean, it's just
Well,
it's not.
she's
It
in.
still hasn't sunk in. It still hasn't sunk in.
It was so quick. That was the weird thing.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, she met with the Prime Minister, the new Prime Minister.
That's
And
what
then
I
a
found
couple of
weird.
days later, she was gone.
Like, I know that they were saying that she hadn't been right in that, and I remember like ages back saying that something was going to happen, like that she weren't going to be here much longer, and that. But I didn't. I just thought I wanted it to be wrong, but. And then, like, obviously, she met the Prime Minister, and they did say she looked a bit frail, but I didn't expect her to pass away. I thought she was just going to need to rest for a bit, but then it got breaking news broke up over the TV station saying about her getting sicker and sicker. Then, as soon as I see the royal family rushing in through that gate, I knew that something had happened or was happening.
I knew before that happened because the royal family, because all the news people had black on.
Yeah, that was a telltale sign as well. That's what made me think that it had already happened. They just weren't announcing it yet. They went from wearing normal clothing on the news presenting to wearing black and things like that. And I thought, it's happened. And you could see the flag coming down slowly as well. They were trying to not make it noticeable, but you can see the flag slowly coming down.
You ready?
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Bring it on.
Can you see
Give
the
him the
baby?
full screen. Give him the full
Can you see?
screen.
Can you see the baby?
1 sec here, brother.
Ready?
Oh, wow.
See the red gem in where the heart would be? That's where the heart is when you first have a baby. That's where the heart is.
Oh wow!
That is absolutely. See, you were meant to find that.
That looks like the eye. That looks like an eye up there.
Yeah, at the top there's an eye right there.
Yeah.
The ear's there.
Then you've got the heartbeat. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. The little red thing there. Yeah.
It's actually a circular. I'll show you if I can get it closer. So I've got a good camera. I can focus on it. Is it that way or that way? No, it's going the wrong way.
That's amazing.
Hang on. Have I gone too far?
That's perfect.
Wow.
You can see there's a circular pattern to it as well. The way the stones are, right? Now this is where it gets weird because there's some at the bottom as well down there, but I don't know if you can see them. There's also the crystals at the bottom of the spine. So it's obviously like like the Kundalini, you've got different chakras and whatever. Mm-hmm. There is some down here. There's at the bottom. Let me explain because I can't show it. It's hard to lean forward. So basically, at the bottom, you've got like rose quartz. There is a white. There's a clear quartz, a rose quartz, and then at the top you've got whatever that red one is. I don't know. And then there's another. There's a black. Is it?
The red one could be ruby.
Yeah. There's a black. There's an obsidian kind of looking one, and then there's another blue one and a white one. But basically, this is where it gets strange because I took a photo of the moon, and on the moon is that exact stone formation in a circle with the red ruby in the center, and I've got a picture of it on this computer. I took it and I was like, "What the heck? Like, how on earth is that structure on the moon?" And it's in the stone, so. I can find it if you want me to have a look for it. But you can talk and I'll look for it because I want to really show you actually.
That is actually stunning, actually. I really like that.
It is. It's out of this world, isn't it? You can definitely see that it is a fetus. A fetus, yeah. You can see that.
I don't know if any
100%.
used to noticed. I don't know if you've noticed, Sherry, or you've noticed, Lewis. Have you noticed that Dakota's camera just looks weird?
Yeah,
It's
no,
been
I have been
changing.
noticing that, and he keeps freezing, and every now and
Yeah.
again I keep seeing weird things popping in and out. It's really weird.
It's not that. It's like he's got an aura around about him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's
no,
a
it's
light.
very
Going up.
bright as well, shiny.
Yeah, on the left
Yeah.
hand side of him,
Yeah,
there's like a
that's what I
whiteness.
was seeing. I said a minute
It's
ago
got
in the
white
chat.
beam
Did you see that light
coming
and that
across.
flash behind Dakota?
Mm.
That's so weird. I'll need to I'll take a picture of that and
It's just
show
like,
Dakota.
what's your light?
And then it's got like a white reflection going, like it looks like it's going across him. And I don't know if he's got a window or something. Is there a window that could be? Yeah, it's got a window.
Is that? Oh, well,
It's just
I didn't
blinded
care
me.
that. You know.
Where's
You know?
this?
Yeah.
Let's find this video and I'll show you that formation. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So I don't want to ruin it. I'm not going to ruin it because I want to show these videos. I'm going to share this, but I don't want to show all of the video because obviously it's going to be on the 17th. We're going to do the show, so
we're looking forward to that.
So this is
a good one.
So this is the bit before the. I can't really pause it because it puts that little square in the middle as well. But I'll just keep replaying it. Right. So play. See that? Look. I think there's another one afterwards, perhaps. I know that's it. But that there's like a red bit in the middle, and these spiraling whatever they are. I've got a better photo, not this one. There's a better one where you can actually see the colours, but the red one, and then it's got different colours going around. But this isn't the actual original photo. I've got a better one, but I can't.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's
if you look at the
amazing,
stone, now if you look at the stone in comparison, if I put it the right way round, and zoom into it,
it looks exactly the same.
It does.
Hang on. Oh. I wish I could get closer. If I could get closer. There is rocks going around the outside. And it follows the same... Oh, sugar. It follows the shape. You can do it.
Oh, I'm trying to help you here.
That's right. You go and put it on the big screen.
It's exactly the same. See that?
It is. That's fascinating.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
I'm looking forward to the 17th. The 17th is going to be absolutely amazing. I think those pictures are absolutely awesome. And for the people on the podcast,
don't miss the show, guys.
Don't miss the show because Lewis has got a collection.
UFO, an actual real UFO you can clearly see, and it's like one of them top hat UFOs, the ones that look like
I got a UFO sighting the other week.
Yeah, I see that video as well. That was
really
amazing.
And then there was something in the sky last night, but my luck, my phone was dead, so I couldn't get it. And I'm I'm going to go out this week and go over to my car park and go to an open space and just have my phone on a tripod. I'm sure I'll get a lot of stuff.
Don't get abducted.
The best thing,
but I don't mind. They can take me if they want. They do enough already.
I think the best thing you can do. I think the best thing you can do is buy yourself just like one of the Bonkers charging blocks. You know, like the charge. I think you got one.
Yeah, well, I do want a charging block.
Many things. We've got many things.
I know,
in
but
that
look
store
through this loads.
We've got drones. We sell drones in there too. Have you seen the drones?
No.
Yeah. I think I've seen a couple of drones on there. They're like mini ones, aren't they? The mini ones.
Oh no, we've got big
ones.
ones.
I got some good size ones too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, he's got lingerie department too. You know, Dakota's favourite section.
Go check the website out, guys. Some really cool bits.
I'm saying that's the best thing the best thing I've ever invested in is a drone, for one, because obviously drones are just wicked for getting footage you can't get to, and two, a battery charger for my phone, so I've always got a battery bank sitting there. If it starts to go flat, bosh, plug it in, and you're all right. You're away. You ain't got to worry about it.
Yeah, that's what I need. My one's broke. Well, one of them broke, and the other one I can't find it.
Yeah.
It's
Falling down. Oh.
was that loose? No,
So maybe it's falling down the back of your sofa. The stuff I've
It
lost
won't
on
off.
the sofa.
The thing is when I do my investigation stuff, I'll put things down and then I forget where I put them, and it's like, oh, it's lost. PWI. Yeah, like it's like it went away from the area I put it. It's not there anymore.
That happens to me. That happens to me. That always happens to me. It's like when you're working. It's like when you're working in your car, and you put the screwdriver down, and you start doing the thing, and then you get up, and you're like,
"Where's the blooming thing gone?"
I had my keys. It happened with my keys the other week as well. Like I always put my keys on my sideboard, and I went in there to get them, and they weren't there, and they turned up like 2 days later in a place where I would never put them, and I'm like, huh? Like, why the hell are you put up there? Like,
do you know? Last year I put my car in. Last year I put my car in for an oil change, right? And the bottom of my car's got a plastic cover at the bottom that you have to take off. Anyway, every time I went over a bump, a speed bump or something, I could hear this thing going donk donk. What the hell is that? So one day I parked the car up on ramps and I took the plastic cover off. The guy had left his vice grips on top of the plastic and then he put it up.
Yeah, that
clunking around.
It just shows you. It just shows you how you can misplace something. You know?
Oh yeah,
easily.
But sometimes you don't misplace stuff. You know that you put it in a certain place, and suddenly it's not there.
No. Well, you get the friendly spirits that like to move stuff a little bit just for a laugh.
Yeah.
And they see you searching for it, and then I think they put it back again.
Yep, that's what I believe.
This one guy I saw online. He ordered some magnets on Amazon, and next thing you know, anybody know how to contact the postal service? And he shows that the postal service key got stuck to his package, and it's one of their universal keys that helps him get into everything.
Oh wow!
Oh my
God!
I was like, I almost want to order some magnets just to see what I can get.
A question for before the end of the show. A question before the end of the show. Sherry, what's your show about this week? Coming Friday.
My show on Friday, I am going to be talking about Cula or something like it's the figment of the English bogeyman, but actually in the Texas version. And then I've got another story for the following week after that as well, which is to do with a witch that was hanged wrongfully accused, and she's meant to be a certain energy that goes round and does nasty things to you and all that. Don't want to go into too much detail because I don't want to be giving it away. You've got to wait for the show, but I have got all the content and pictures and stuff ready.
If you tell me about it near the time, I'll download some pictures for you to put up for you.
I've got a few, and I've got some pretty good pictures and stuff like that. I have sent the names. I think I sent the names over to Dakota. I'll get them off of Dakota's chat and send them to you, and then you could get a few more photos for me. But yeah.
So and then we've
really interesting shows, and I think people really liked the last show I'd done. So I thought, stay in that place.
You get about 10,000 views, 5,000, 10,000 views. It always goes down because that's YouTube at their very best. They take the views, you know. But then we've got these two guys on next Saturday. One's called Lewis and one's called Dan. I don't know who they are.
They look like a couple of dweebs.
Aye, they're strange looking people, you know.
Dweebs.
You know, but honestly, I think it'll be an excellent show. And in the 18th, who do we have? We have some guy. What do we have in the 18th? Dakota, is that
do we have something on the 18th?
I think it's let me have a wee look here. I just want to say, we have James Brody. James Brody, one of the investigators at BUFOG. and
Right,
currently,
right.
he's writing a book, so that should be interesting too. You know,
I've also got
and
I've got another show. I've got a show that I'm joining. Late horror shows. I'm talking about everything from like my witchcraft and paranormal stuff and that. And he's really into the paranormal. He's a really interesting guy,
yeah,
and he likes all the UFO stuff as well.
Yeah.
I got to know him through Coffin, and Light in the room knows him. I think Dr. Death knows him. They're all friends of Coffin's.
hmm
Really interesting guy. So that's going to be on the 19th
yeah.
of October.
Coffin's got a
October,
really
not September.
interesting TikTok. Your man Coffin has got a really interesting TikTok.
Oh,
Remember
he
to
has.
share
He has.
that.
You go check him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
Definitely.
that's a yeah. He does a lot of stuff. But
And
it's that
him on
time of night.
YouTube as well, because he's got some good stuff on his YouTube
Yes,
as well under Coffin Crew. Just look for
I
Coffin
forgot
Crew or
about that.
Crypt 6.
You know,
And,
I'm gonna get around
you'll
it.
find them.
So all the links will be below. Dakota, do you want to say anything before we depart to the netherworld?
Well, gosh, you be careful what you wish for. First off,
I
there,
know.
Chris.
That's
Second
okay,
off,
go there,
ladies and
anyway.
gentlemen, I do know that you probably heard some gossip through the grapevine, and so thank you for all the haters. And hi, Lewis's the woman there.
Hello, women.
I didn't catch her name, so I was like, I feel like a dick. But anyway, we do have some amazing stuff coming up in October that we're not going to promote just yet. We're going to start slowly pumping it out. Thank you to all those who want to trash talk us for keeping the word out, because you actually do help a lot, you know. And, you know, if you really truly want to mend bridges, your contacts are open. Just, you know, let's be adults about this. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
We can help you. You can help us. But how you want to choose to live your life is yours. But I would like to also thank everybody who's joined up. We've had, I can't even count how much our numbers have boosted. Almost nearly
we're
all
nearly
of
at
our
2,000 subscribers.
Loads.
I know we're at 1,500 on YouTube. We just made Twitch affiliate. All sorts of fun stuff coming. So now that we're actually going to get some money from this bitch.
Don't worry, we've got a very special guest coming on, and I think that's going to be very surprising. You know?
Well, I don't know. Being that we just got, I don't know, Chris. Should we reveal who it is just yet?
I think we should maybe reveal who it is, because it's going to take attention out there, you know.
The people have already reached out to basically say, hey, don't take too long. He's a busy man. Mm-hmm. But October 15th, Chris and I will be interviewing David Icke.
Yes. Which I'm awesomely looking forward to. You know?
To which one of our first question is, why the hell did you say yes?
But in all fairness, there are a lot of well-known names and stuff like that. Actually, I really enjoying coming onto this. Onto these shows. It's very educational. And it is really, really good because everybody gets together and they all talk and the chat goes. You know, it is. Even though you think we're crazy and we're not with it, believe us, we do make sense.
Oh, I know.
You know,
I mean, we've got Dave Schrader coming back at Christmas for a Christmas show.
Oh, good.
So that's going to be awesome.
He said he was open for it, but like I tried telling him, Barry would also like to spend Christmas with his grandkids.
you know,
he's got
I don't know. We'll have to do a special Christmas thing. You could dress up as an elf, Dakota.
Me as an elf.
Yes, I'll be Santa Claus. You can be an elf.
That's going to be an awful large elf, isn't it?
Oh yeah, baby. Well, I already look like Will Ferrell and Elf when I go into the shower, so.
Oh my god!
I'm serious.
Yeah. But I would like to thank everybody that's been viewing us, because the views have just went through the roof, and I can't believe it. And I think it's the advertisement that's done that. We've got an agency that advertises us. And we've also had helpful friends that have got big channels that I gave shouts outs and stuff like that, which I think helped. Yep. And I think many good things are coming. So remember, ladies and gentlemen, give Lewis a subscribe. Hopefully I'll upload a video tomorrow. Maybe.
Yeah, TikTok.
Or something. Maybe he'll find a
I've
hand
got, yeah,
tomorrow
you
when
can,
he's
you can
out
go on my
walking his dog.
YouTube. I've got some random stuff on YouTube and all.
I don't know, Lewis.
Nothing
Some of here's stuff
quite
you
old.
probably get flagged for terrorism on YouTube. I'm not kidding. I posted a UFO documentary on one of my channels. I got flagged for trying to promote terrorism. It's like
No.
Yeah.
Yes, they do some weird stuff, don't they? When they don't want you showing stuff.
I know. It's just YouTube at their very best. It's the AI. And by the way, if your AI is listening, I like you. You're a great AI. Lewis wants to speak to you. Go and visit him.
all of a sudden his screen goes black. Says, "Hello, Lewis.
Yeah.
We are Google."
My name is Hal 9000. Oh well, right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been lovely having you, and we'll see you on Friday for Sherry's show. Love,
Don't
peace,
miss
light,
it.
and have a great week. Catch you all there, dudes.
Much love, everyone.
Much love.